Today we show you how we take our Saturday Night Live Junkin' finds and get them ready for the shop.
We originally had this piece in the shop and we were just trying to sell it as is. I'm going to start out by pulling off the hardware. We like the color of the hardware. And then we thrifted these bun feet. They were $1.50 each. And I'm going to put them on the bottom, raise it up, give it a little more height, and make it look less like a hutch top and more like a standalone cabinet. My hanger bolt here is a little bit too long. I could have cut this off, but I was worried I'd have to cut it off too much and it wouldn't be stable once I had it on the piece. And I didn't want it coming through and interfering with the drawers. So what I did is I've got some old table leaves and I just cut them down to size. And that's gonna make this 1.5 inches thick when I'm done. And that'll be perfect to just put these down through. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna glue this on and screw it in, and then I'll insert these where I want them, and then it'll be ready for paint. There she is, the glorious work truck. Jamie went and picked up more furniture because we need more of that right now. I guess this will be tomorrow's video, right? Because we got to get it done.
Yeah, probably. It's missing a knob, but looks like it's in good shape.
This is going to be visible, so I'm going to spray the inside too. Usually we finish what can be seen when the doors are closed. Sometimes if it's a big hutch, we'll paint the inside, but more often than not, we leave it the wood. If the wood's in good shape, we leave the two-tone on there. I've got DIY White Swan loaded up into the hopper. I just did 3 parts paint, 1 part water, a little bit like a teaspoon or 2 extra of water after that, because the DIY paint is clay-based and it's a little thicker. It helps it spray a little better. And then I've got my air pressure adjusted down to about 60-65 psi, right around in there. I find it sprays really well. And I'm gonna get this painted white. We're doing the inside and the outside, and then I'll get the drawers back in here. We'll distress it and seal it with some Sweet Pickins top coat. We like to spray the Sweet Pickins top coat because it gives us a nice matte finish that we can spray on our furniture pieces that are bigger. This is that mirror I painted Saturday night on our thrift store haul video, and it needs another coat, probably what I like to call a half coat. It's got pretty good coverage, but I'm just going to spray it real fast. It'll just take a second. Should have probably just sprayed it initially, but I was staying busy during the live, and sometimes it's fun to just paint things with a brush. This piece is getting painted in DIY Apothecary. I've got the drawers pulled out because they hang over the lip a little bit and I want this whole surface to get painted. I'm not going to be painting on the inside of these doors here. The wood's in good shape inside. It'll be okay if it's two-tone. You open it up, you get that pop of wood color in there. I've got some DIY Dark and Decrepit here, and I'm going to just be using my Zebra Palm Pro to put it on. It's water-based, so it washes out real easily.
So Zeb's inside and I'm out here filming myself, so hopefully I'm doing a good job. We've got this little table that we picked up over the weekend, and I like to paint the underside first, so that way it doesn't look funky, and then I flip it over and I paint the top. We're going DIY Apothecary, and we did do a coat of shellac on the top because there were some rings and I don't want them to show. So underneath this, I'm going to be using Petticoat Pink. I'm painting the underside of the table because it's a drop leaf, so when those go down, you'll be able to see them, and I don't want it to look messy. So I'm just going to paint the underside of these 2 leaves. And I'll probably also paint these little mechanisms here, so that way when they're pulled over to the side, when you see it, it'll be nice and painted. So I'm using Petticoat Pink by DIY Paint. This will never be a perfect finish because the paint job underneath isn't great. So I'm gonna go like super chippy and distressed and kind of work with the piece. If I wanted to, I could strip it all down and give it a neat paint job and it'd take me a million hours, but I think just distressing this and keeping the charm of the age of the piece is gonna be good.
While Jamie's painting that pink, I'm gonna go ahead and start distressing everything. I'm gonna start out with the white, then I'll switch my paper to some other newer 220 grit, and I'll do the apothecary colors, and then we'll switch paper again and do the pink colors. That way we don't get a bunch of paint transfer from piece to piece and different dust colors and things like that mixing together. So this is the tin on that shelf. I've just got a damp cloth and I'm just gonna rub this back. That way it doesn't sand off all that detail on the tin. It's not very thick. We're almost ready to take everything to the shop. I just got to clean off the glass, which actually turned out to not be glass. It's like a plexiglass. Normally I would use a razor blade on this or a straight edge, but I've just got the Mod Podge squeezy that I'm using and it's working really good. I don't want to scrape or cut the plexiglass or whatever this is in here.
Since lots of new pieces are coming in, we've got plenty of space for all our smalls, so I'm going to take my shelf unit, stick it back in the hallway, and save it for the next time I need it. We've got everything in the shop. Stay tuned. Zeb's going to give you a tour so you can see how we've got it all staged and set up.
So we didn't have to move too much around in here. Just that one shelf was really all we took out. And we put some more things in the middle. The middle kind of aisle way was a little bare, so it made it pretty easy today. We didn't have to move any major pieces.
I had to move that piece over there and that piece over there.
That was easy. I was gone. I forgot the battery for the camera, so I had to run home and Jamie moved everything around while I was gone.
Easy.
So I'm saying it was a snap.
Be sure to go to JamiRayVintage.com for all your paint and DIY product needs. Don't forget to hit that notifications button so you never miss a video. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.